Well, hello everyone. This is Dr. Stan Gross. I'm the president and co-founder of Sano Global Nutrition. And I've been approached by several people who are in line to be some of our top distributors, and they were wondering, did I have some ideas on how to approach accounts or how to actually present our products? And I thought, well, you know what? I'm not really in sales, but I know what I like when I'm approached by salespeople. So here we go. Cute, huh? You like that? So first, you got to ask yourself some questions, right? What do we have? I mean, who really needs it? Number one, do we have anything unique? Of course we do. We have several products that are completely unique to the industry, so we got that covered. And what makes your answer better? Well, if you're unique, you're already better, but there's several qualities to what we have to offer. And some of those qualities make us unique in the industry. And how will it benefit everyone? It's just not a matter of making money. It's not a matter of that at all. It's a matter of helping people. And if you help enough people, well, you'll get paid for it, won't you? Number four, what are you willing to offer? What's your deal? What makes you enticing to the account? And how do you close on a positive decision? Because you don't want buyer's remorse on the part of the people you approach. You want to make sure that everyone, the client, the patient, the doctor who is buying products from you, or the store, the outlet, and you want to make sure that everyone gets exactly what they think they're going to get. This is a science of selling that comes to us from, guess what? The Bible. And that's what I tend to focus on. Am I in alignment with what God would have me do? And I think that that type of counsel and that type of direction has fed me well through the years. So, Scripture tells us, finally, brothers, whatever is true, whatever is honorable, whatever is just, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is commendable, if there is any excellence, if there's anything worthy of praise, think about these things. So that speaks highly of quality. Quality not just of the product, but quality of who you are. What kind of qualities do you possess? So who needs what you have to offer? If you don't believe that what you have to offer, or what we have to offer as a company, isn't the best that there is to be offered, we need to rethink this, don't we? So what do we have to offer? What makes you think anyone actually needs it? Well, the only way you're going to know that is by studying the product, because they were developed with the idea of approaching health issues significantly different than, other people in the industry. Will it significantly change a person's life? Of course it will. Everything that we have in our lineup, but particularly our flagship products, were designed to immediately change people's lives. And for most of you, that is obvious, because you are what? You've had a personal encounter. You've actually taken the products and they have changed your life. And what is the profile of the perfect customer? What do I mean by that? Well, it's about funneling your focus down to the right person. You don't want to deal with people who are so sold on what they already have that they're not willing to change. They're not willing to recognize the need. You want to focus on people who are open to your line of thinking. And it doesn't mean they're in agreement with you right away. In fact, it may mean the opposite. But it's somebody who shares your value system, that people come before profits. In Philippians what we see is let each of you look not only into his own interests, but also to the interest of others. Money is secondary to the real reason we offer goods and services. We'll be paid justly if we keep our motivation pure. Yeah, of course we want to make money, but more to the point, we want to help people. We want to do our best to help as many people as possible. And there's an excellent chance they will want our products, they'll buy them, and if they buy products, guess what? You make money, we make money, everyone wins. So, who needs it? Well, let's talk about Dr. Bill here. He's a locally famous cardiologist. He currently does not recommend nutritional supplements. Most of the MDs don't have time to get into nutrition. And so what's the first step? What should you consider when approaching Dr. Bill? Well, I'm going to approach this that we have to respect where he is, respect the fact that he is effective with his patients, respect that he does a great job, and understand going in that he's going to be a little resistant to what we have to offer. But more to the point, he's going to be a really good person once he understands that what we have to offer is good for his patients in areas that he had not recognized before. In Corinthians, we're told, let no one seek his own good, but the good of his neighbor. This is going to make this great doctor even better. This is going to make you a respected person in his office if you approach it appropriately. And this is what I mean. What you want to do is to make sure that you have something to give to him. Not products, not samples. I mean, you can do that too. But is Dr. Bill aware that many of his patients may be suffering from depleted levels of coenzyme Q10? If they're taking statins, printing off an article along with some research articles to back up your claims will get his attention. So do some homework. Do some homework. Find out what cardiologists treat. They treat heart disease. What causes heart disease? A lot of times it's elevated cholesterol levels. Well, if they're taking cholesterol-lowering statin drugs, their patients are depleted in CoQ10. Do you have a good CoQ10, a food-based CoQ10 that is better than the majority of CoQ10 out there because of its high bioavailability rating? Yes, of course you do. And how would you know that? By studying the information we provided on the website. I'm making you learn. You knew it was going to happen. Do you think the doctor may have patients that have some arterial disease, that they need some inflammation reduced? Do you know that coconut oil does a lot of reduction in that? It also aids in managing optimal weight, reduces protein loss and nourishes hair, relieves stress and improves bone health, gives relief from liver and kidney disorders. Whoa, all these different things from coconut oil? Do you think Dr. Bill knows about the benefits of coconut oil for his patients? Bet he doesn't. So how do you find out about this? Do some research. Also, we provided information on our purified coconut oil on the website. See? It's all there. All your tools are right there. What about weight management? Do you think a cardiologist might have patients with weight loss problems? Of course they do. I think any doctor would welcome a physician-driven program that supported a heart-healthy lifestyle. Well, okay. Is that available to you? Of course, it's on the website. Do you know everything there is about the weight management program? Have you asked questions about it? See, if you're going to go in to a doctor's office, and keep in mind, You don't have a lot of time when you do this. You better have some information on hand, some printed information in your hand regarding services, products, research, the whole works. Do not go in empty-handed. Respect their time. In James we read, but the wisdom from above is first pure, then peaceable, gentle, open to reason, full of mercy, good fruits, impartial, and sincere. And the only way that becomes true is if you don't just walk in and expect the doctor to have time for you. That's not how it works. You can call ahead of time to see when would be a good time to drop things by. And even then, there's an excellent chance you won't get to see the doctor, but you'll see the office staff. So treat the office with respect. Be joyful, courteous, even if they're not, because you got to remember, in doctors' offices, we're approached all day long by people trying to sell us stuff. And they think that they have the answer to everything, when in actuality we know the only thing they really want to do is sell us product. And some of the products they're trying to sell is absolute junk. So they're very defensive at the front desk. You're not going to get to see that doctor. And if it's a case of a health food store, it's the same thing. You're not going to see the health food store manager or the whole food or wholesome food manager by walking in the first day. It's probably not going to happen. If it does, well, that's good luck to you. But you're going to see somebody, and in a doctor's office, it's the front desk. Be joyful, courteous, even if they're not. First contact makes a big difference. Remember names and thank them for being helpful. And you can leave things with them if you want, with the idea that later you're going to make time to see the doctor. So, what does Scripture say about the advantages of being courteous and taking care of the account? Well, essentially what it says is whatever you put out and whatever energy you place into it and how much of it you do with the right motivation, that is with respect, with courtesy, with gratitude, that comes back to you. Arrive 10 minutes early. Bring a special treat for the office staff. It doesn't have to be anything special. It should be something that's healthy. You shouldn't bring them something that's loaded with sugar and other things that doesn't represent your philosophy. But, something that they might enjoy. Some fresh fruit. Chocolate-covered strawberries, when the chocolate is organic and the strawberries are just fresh and luscious, that's not a bad move. And I can tell you, my office, when you do things like that for the office staff, the chances of you actually making an impression with them, lasting impression, especially if you remember their names, and if you did have the opportunity to talk to them about family, did their daughter just have a baby, did they go on vacation someplace? Remember details. It impresses people. See. Hi, Kim, how are you? Hey, how'd your vacation go? Did you have a good time? I know you said you were headed to Michigan or whatever. That impresses people. And then have things to give to the office. Your card, some brochures, something for them because they'll remember. Okay? So be courteous, spend some time. So you got 10 minutes. If they're real busy up front, though, don't be a pain. Just sit aside, wait for your turn. They'll get to you. They will. All right, the doctor's schedule. This is a light one, actually. I've seen my schedule at one time, and my son will verify this. I was seeing probably 80 patients a day, and my busiest day was 110 patients. I'll never do that again. When a doctor's that busy and you're there to suck up even 10 minutes of his or her time, they're not happy to see you. So Luke says, and as you wish that of others would do to you, so do to them. So do unto others as you would expect others to do unto you, in other words. So plan on staying no longer than 10 or 15 minutes. The doctor has patience to see. Don't have long stories. Long stories don't impress doctors at all, except it sucks up their time. Go in with the idea that you have an elevator speech. Dr. Bill, I know that you're a cardiologist. I respect your time. I'm going to leave you some materials here regarding some of the complications that some of your patients may be seeing because of their heart condition, and wanted you to review it. I understand that you don't handle natural supplements in your office, and that's fine. What I'm having to offer is just information, and if it's something that you think you're interested in, I'd love to be able to speak with you about it. Really, nothing more complicated than that. He may in his mind say, yeah, that's nice, I hear all this crap all the time. But if he looks at it and sees that you've handed him a little bit of research and you've done your homework, he's going to go, wow, I didn't know this. And this is from legitimate sources. I mean, this is, and he's heard these things, but just to see it on paper and then to see your product and then to see on paper that your product is of extremely high quality, and then he notices that the prices are reasonable, he understands that this is something that would help his patients without breaking the bank. So you're making a positive mark on somebody who has turned down probably 20 or 30 other people. See what I'm saying? Do nothing from rivalry or conceit, but in humility count others more significant than yourself. You know, it seems a lot of good business sense in Philippians for some reason. Introduce yourself. Compliment his office staff. Tell him what you have to offer his patients. Leave copies of the research. Promise to follow up in a few days. Now, typically what will happen is, in cases where the doctor has time and he kind of glances over the material, he may kind of blow it off, but trust me, somewhere through the course of the day when he sits down, takes a breather, he's going to pick the stuff up, look at it, and go, they did their homework. They put forth the effort, and it will make a difference. I know it does in my office. We have 8 doctors in my office, and like I told you before, we have so many people come in thinking, oh, I'm just going to sell them all this stuff and they're going to be so happy, and they barely get 30 seconds of our time. But let someone come in with research and with papers and with data about their product, and guess what? We take a serious look. The second visit is more important than the first. Why do I say that? Well, first visit, you're just making an impression. You're setting up the first phase of your relationship with this office or with this store. The second visit, you've kind of gotten past the security, as it were. You're into their level of commitment. There's a point where they're going to make a stand with you one way or the other. This may be the big no. This may be the one where, because, I'm really just not that interested. Or it may be, like to know more, what else you got? So, Thessalonians says, give thanks in all circumstances, for this is the will of God in Christ Jesus for you. So this, when you come with the chocolate-covered strawberries, you bring pictures of the baby, you bring brochures, and you bring product. You can give samples if you want. If we have gummies with you, our gummies are really good at sampling because people think, ooh, I hate vitamins. These taste good. And they like it. And make friends. Just be friendly. Don't, go with an expectation. Remember, you're trying to make an impression that you care about them as people and about their patients as people or their clients as people. So do your best here. Be joyful. In Proverbs it says, gracious words are like a honeycomb, sweetness to the soul and health to the body. So using the materials in the doctor's possession indicate the level of need his patients are currently experiencing. What do I mean by that? Now in this visit, you're going to go in and you go, on the things that I gave you, I don't know if you're aware that patients who are taking statins, of those that have had measurable decreases in CoQ10, also had measurable decreases in bone density, immune system compromise, and they've also had anxiety and sleep disorders. Any of your patients dealing with that at all? Of course they are. So it means do a little bit more homework. The more you do this, the more proficient you become at what are the issues or the health issues of not having enough of each of the micronutrients that we have in our product line. It says in Timothy that do your best to present yourself to God as one approved, as a worker with no need of being ashamed, rightly handling the word of truth. What level of esteem do you hold for your products? What level of esteem do you hold for this doctor? Well, I don't know if we have a top listing of people who are using our products. But what you can say is that we have other doctors who, like you in the beginning, were skeptical about getting these products, and we understand that this is an issue. But I have to tell you, once they started, they've had a great deal of success and are very pleased. So, and it's okay to do that. Get permission, please, from doctors who are already clients. If you don't have doctors who are clients, that's all right. This one you're talking to will ultimately be your client. But as soon as you get a list, and you say, look, I'm extremely pleased with your success. Can I tell Dr. So-and-so about some of your patients and how well they're doing? I won't use names, obviously. Help him to realize that this is a wise decision for his patients or her patients. Help the store owner that you go to speak to that the quality of your products surpasses anything that they have seen thus far. If you can do that successfully, guess what? They'll put an order in. There's no doubt about it. So make them feel special about what they're doing for their patients and the esteem you hold them in, because their motivation is pure. It's really not about the money for them, but it is truly about helping people. So that being the case, you want to close the deal by making everyone a winner. In Jeremiah, it says, behold, I bring to it health and healing, and I will heal them and reveal to them abundance of prosperity and security. The patient reaps the benefits of health. The doctor makes a profit. You sweeten the deal with like a special offer. If they buy 3, get 1 free. However you want to set it up, that's fine. Here's the deal. For many, many doctors' offices, they don't want to warehouse products. That's good. You just hand them one of the referral cards, and with the referral card, their patients, it's like filling out a script, and they mark off what the patient's supposed to have. The patient calls it in or goes online, locks it in, and within a day or so, it's on their doorstep. The doctor doesn't have to carry stock. The doctor doesn't have to build an inventory unless he wants an inventory. But if he doesn't, this works out great because there's no capital outlay. And so he gets the commission for making the sale from you. You get your part. You made the profit based upon the percentage, and the patient benefits from the product and receives a health benefit. Everybody wins. You know, or you can close a big sale, right? You can come up with, man, if you like this, you're going to like this, you're going to like this. Don't get pushy, though. You can show what's available, and that's what the brochures will offer. They're going to show what products are available, and that means a lot to the doctor because they see that it's not just, you're not just offering one or two items, you're offering a full line. And if they're looking at it from a health perspective, you become the one-stop shop because they don't have to buy anything from you to benefit their patient. You see what I'm saying? Or if they want to build an inventory, display it in their office, that's fine. You're going to find a combination of things out there. In our office, we want limited inventory because we have limited space to display items. On the other hand, we also want to be able to move items for our patients, so having the option of using a prescription card is really a huge benefit. Follow-up means everything. In Proverbs, it says, oil and perfume make the heart glad, and sweetness of a friend comes from his earnest counsel. At this point, you've developed a relationship. No, it's not a lifelong friendship, although it could become so. There are vendors that I've dealt with, I've been in practice close to 30 years, that send me Christmas cards every year, not because I buy products from them, because I don't. I have my own product line, but they consider me their friend. And I consider them my friend as well. We've been together for a long time. So in building this relationship, what you've done is locked in the fact that they know you have their back, right? There are different products that we don't handle that I really like, and it's through vendors that I've known for a very long time. Do I recommend them to my patients? You bet I do. You bet I do. So I'm loyal to them, and they are loyal to me. In fact, many of these vendors that do not have our type of product will make recommendations to other doctors to get that from me. Isn't that interesting? So be loyal. Once you've established a relationship, follow-up is so important. If you go back on a regular basis, make sure their inventory is going well, or make sure that if they have any questions, if they need more information, more brochures, pamphlets, whatever, you're there for them. Business people are busy people. Don't waste their time. If you do, you've blown it. You've just blown it. I know that there are salespeople that come into our office, and everyone regrets seeing them because they suck up our time. We try to remain friendly and try to remain open, but guess what? For us, time is money as well, right? And if we have 3 back waiting in patient load, and we got some there trying to have small talk with us, many times we just have to rudely excuse ourselves and take care of the people that we're there to work with. So don't build a reputation of sucking up their time. Do your homework. What do you offer their business that no one else offers? You know, our product line is in many ways extremely unique, especially the top end, our flagship products and our special formulations. Good heavens, there's nothing like that out in the world. There's nothing. We have it. It's our market. So if they're not currently using products, let's say like Thyrogenesis, for their patients, do your homework. Find out how Thyrogenesis works. find out the conditions and what's the percentage of conditions? Well, since iodine's the #1 nutritional deficiency in the world, that shouldn't be a hard one. Don't take rejection personally. They may well be your best client in the future. You're going to get no a lot of times. Not interested. Not interested right now. Thank them for their time and appreciate it. But be persistent. In about a week or so, show up back again, say, I know the doc wasn't interested in the other products. Here's some research that we have on some of our other products. You can have them take a look. Interesting story. One of the doctors in the area just refused to do nutrition in his practice. He wasn't trained in it, didn't feel comfortable with the information, and didn't want to get his patients involved in it because he didn't know enough to explain it to them. And I understand that. There's a certain level of integrity with that, even though the integrity's, in this case, from ignorance of a self-inflicted wound of not wanting to learn it. But that aside, I told the doctor about Immune One and how it supported the immune system, but that it also suppressed the T3, T4 reflex phenomenon, which is associated with allergies and sinusitis and seasonal issues, right? Well, he wasn't interested for his patients. He had the problem. And so he asked me for a bottle, and he took it, and the sinus issues went away, and he asked for a second bottle because he was skeptical. He took it, and it didn't come back. So then he stopped taking it, and his symptoms came back. And he called me, he said, don't ever run out of this because this really works. This is good stuff. Guess what? Now, he has patients call and say, you know, did you tell me you had a good enzyme? Yeah, we have a complete enzyme complex, I think, that is really good. Why is it better than everyone else's? And I can answer that question. And I want you to be able to answer that question. Well, rather than just having 3 enzymes in it, we carry 8, and here's why, and blah, blah, blah. Okay? So rejection sometimes leaves the door open for other avenues, so don't take it personally. 85% of the purchase decisions is based upon non-tangibles. How did the staff view you during the visit? Were you friendly? Were you engaging? If they like you, they will find reasons to do business with you. Our front office staff always says, how come we're not buying from so-and-so? You know, how come we're not getting this or that? Now, as doctors, we look at the product, we go, because the product sucks. Yeah, but she's so nice. And she always comes in and talks about her family and brings things in for us to eat and so forth. Yeah, it makes a difference. I can't express enough to you how much that makes a difference. Your visit is about them, their patients or business, and not about you. You can talk a little bit about your testimony about how the products may have changed your life, but keep that in the category of the elevator speech, not the Gettysburg Address. Keep it short. Talk about them. They like to hear about themselves. They like to hear about their practice. They like to hear about their business and how impressed you are with it. Don't lie. If you're not impressed with their business, don't say it, but say nice things. You know, bolster what good things you do see, okay? And an attitude of gratitude always comes through. If you're grateful for their time, and keep that in your mind, and understand that what you're doing, what your underlying motivation is to help people. If you'll keep that up front, that will come through. They will feel that. That person's actually happy to see me. That's great. A great follow-up later on, once you've established a relationship, is a lunch and learn. Choose 1 or 2 of the products, give a detailed presentation from our many PowerPoint sessions. Or you can run the PowerPoint session with my voice in the background, right? Me doing the presentation. And at the end of it, you can field any questions. Remember, they're going to ask detailed questions. If you're going to doctor's offices, they're going to say, why is this better than this? Why is this better than this? And don't put another company's product down. Ever, 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 ever. That's a huge no-no. What you say is, this is why I think we've taken the edge, because here are some details that we paid attention to. And then go over product details. Do some research. Find out why beta-1316 glucan is better than just beta-glucans. Do I have to do all that work? Yeah, if you want to maintain larger accounts, and I'm talking doctor's offices with 10, 15, or 20 doctors, that kind of client is demanding but fulfilling. And always keep in mind, you're there to help patients. You're not there to make them money or you money, because they're already making money. But in many cases, and this is going to shock you, many doctors are hurting. They're not making the income that they used to, and so they're struggling. So you also appear to be a threat to their bottom line, because if they have to spend money to do business with you, it hurts them. The beauty of our situation is, if they can write on a script pad, their capital outlay is zero. You like that? I do. Proverbs says, commit your work to the Lord, and your plans will be established. Keep your motivation pure. But I understand that what you're doing and what you've committed to is as much effort as you plan to do. If this is a part-time thing for you, okay, bless you, that's a great thing. Plan your day. The more time and energy you put into your business, the greater your success will be. So if you only want to put a couple hours a day behind it, you're not going to expect very much. If you're really going to put time behind it, you say, well, is this an 8-hour-a-day job? For some, it could be a 12-hour-a-day job. Depends on how much you want to put behind the research that you do. It depends on how much time you want to spend, going out and visiting offices and so forth, and stores. So budget your time wisely and learn how to do that. This morning I'm going to budget my time between this time and this time, because this isn't a good time to visit doctor's offices and stores anyway. I probably want to see them at this time or this time. And I'm going to tell you, if you go early in the morning to many stores or many doctor's offices, you're going to waste your time, because that's when they're taking care of the morning organization. My first run of patients in the morning are extremely busy, so don't do that. Do your research, find out when's a good time, and the office staff will tell you. The amount of personal sales research alone is daunting when you consider how many people we can help. And that's just it. Know your territory. Know what is being addressed and what is not being addressed. If you live in the Midwest, what's the chances of there being a vitamin D deficiency? Extremely high. Extremely high. Second highest deficiency nutritionally in the world. So, just plan on, working with the data and the information about the products, and understand that you have far, far too many people out there that need what we have to offer for you to even worry about that. Your job, your primary job, is to disseminate information and do it in a way that touches as many lives as possible. And we'll help you with that. In Colossians it says, whatever you do, work heartily as for the Lord and not for men. Don't do this for the money. There's just too many sick people out there. Too many people that need what we have to offer. Our initial mission is to help to restore health, to the afflicted with the most effective natural products of the highest possible quality. And we've been given a rare opportunity to make a huge difference in the lives of thousands of people. It's a blessing. This work is a blessing. It truly is. It can be challenging. It can be heartbreaking at times because people either won't listen or their health declines rapidly, and some of them don't do well. We're not here to extend or save lives. We're to increase the quality of life. And if you remember that and keep that in front, you'll do well. But don't try to overcome the will of God. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done. If it's God's will that this person pass away and move on, so be it. If you pour yourself out for the hungry and satisfy the desire of the afflicted, then shall your light rise in the darkness and your gloom be as the noonday. Behind everything we do here, Sustenance One, it's a sachet that mixed with half a cup of rice. And it's designed to stave off and hold back the worst symptoms associated with protein deficiency and starvation. It's our not-for-profit benevolent project that drives us forward. Our goal is to save as many starving people as possible for as long as possible. Every 22 seconds, someone dies of malnutrition. Every 38 seconds, a child dies from malnutrition. We produce enough food in this planet to provide 3,000 calories to every man, woman, and child on the planet. And yet we have that level of starvation. We have to make a change. There is just no reason for that, no good reason. Matthew says, but seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all things will be added to you. Our motives remain pure and our focus is on improving the quality of lives of millions. Then all else will be granted. That's not my words, that's a promise from heaven. If we'll keep our heads on straight and remember our motivation are the faces of people whose quality of life has increased in the abundance of energy, vibrance, and health based upon what we have to offer, God will take care of us. I thank you for listening, and I hope this was beneficial. I know it's kind of different because, you don't hear me speak on these things, but I wanted everyone to have the opportunity. And I welcome input. I welcome your 2 cents worth. And of course, I'm always here to help because this is going to be an issue for many of you for years and years to come. Thanks. I'll talk with you later. Bye-bye.